Our next guest is taking readers on a literary tour through a culinary world, and it's personal, at times playful, at times painful. The Measure of My Powers reads a little bit like a diary, but recipes sprinkled throughout. It is one woman's journey through marriage, depression, divorce, and Paris, pastry school as well. That woman is Jackie Kai Ellis, and she's here in studio with us this morning. Good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
I've told you what a great read this is. And it was so different from other books that I've read because you do have those recipes sprinkled throughout all of the chapters. Made me hungry.
Yeah, definitely, like the chocolate chip cookies and the photographs and the dumplings that I made with my grandmother. I mean, all of these things just, they have a personal connection to my memories, and it brings back, including hunger, just all these emotions and feelings as well.
You initially didn't want to write the book.
I didn't.
So what changed?
Well, it was really, when you think about writing a memoir, I knew that I needed to write the moments that I was afraid of remembering again, all the painful moments, the shameful moments even, in order to make the triumphant, beautiful moments make sense. And when I realized that the only thing I was trying to avoid was my own vulnerability, I'm one to face my fears, and so I thought, no way, I have to do this. I just wanted to go there, so.
And you do go there, and especially, in the opening chapter, I'm just gonna read a quote. It's on page 13. You said, "I looked up ways to kill myself today.
Yeah.
I don't think that's normal."
Yeah.
So you open the book in this dark place. How tough was it to go back to those places?
It was very difficult. I think that there were times actually where I had to stop writing, because the process of writing for me is actually to put myself back into that space, remember it, feel it in every ounce of my being. And there were times when I just had to stop writing, and I couldn't continue until I had actually forgiven myself for some of those moments. It wasn't other people, it was actually me that I didn't protect. I felt as if I didn't protect myself in some of the hardest moments of my life. And until I forgave myself, I couldn't write them. And it was a really cathartic experience, actually.
I want to ask you about the other people. When you refer to other people in this book, you're using their first initial.
Yes.
Your husband you refer to as G.
Yes.
I noticed in your acknowledgments you thank him, and I mean, you talk about your relationship in very raw form. What sort of conversation do you have with your ex-husband about writing this book?
Well, I sent him the manuscript when it was sort of in its final stages. I did it out of respect because obviously he's mentioned a lot in the book, and he sent it back to, he sent me back an email, and he just said, "You must be proud. It's a beautifully written book." And if you can just, if we can take a moment and just imagine that your ex has just written a book from their perspective about the hardest moments in a shared marriage. And he loved me very, very much. I know this, and I loved him just as much. And the fact that he gave that response back just shows how gracious and how generous he is as a person.
The passion for food in this book and the healing power it obviously has for you just drips from the pages, including chocolate chip cookies.
Yes.
You know what we did? Jason Scrobar, who's one of our food stylists, he took your recipe and made those chocolate chip cookies. So we're going to bring them in now. And I am dying to try one of these because I'm telling you, throughout the entire book, there were croissants and the chocolate chip cookies. So yes, thank you. This is our cookie cam, by the way.
Amazing.
Yeah, so here they are, looking beautiful. So you're welcome to try.
Of course.
The book is multifunctional. It's also our little prop table here. Yeah, so we're going to enjoy these. As I ask you one last thing, because you do like to make lists, and you mentioned that in the book. And when you got back from Paris, you made a list of things that you wanted to accomplish.
Yeah.
And on that list, you had started a touring company in France.
Yes.
Done?
Done. It's called the Paris Tours, and I do pastry tours in Paris, yeah.
Okay, you said you wanted to start a bakery.
Yes.
Done, check.
Done.
You also, you wanted to be a food travel writer, check that one, and a cookbook writer.
Yes.
Check.
Yeah.
So now what? What's the next list going to be?
I honestly have no idea. I'm so full. I'm so happy right now. And I don't know what comes next, but what's interesting is that I'm not afraid. I'm not scared. There are moments where I'm anxious about, okay, well, what happens after this? I think about writing a book. I was just telling you, I bought a place in Paris, and I just want to build a home again. Because actually, I haven't really had a home since my home with G.
Right.
So this is maybe my next project. I don't know.
Well, nothing feels more like home than a good chocolate chip
Oh,
cookie. These
gosh.
are amazing.
So
I'm sorry to eat while you were talking, but they're so good. And there's literally a lineup of people that want to have a taste. Jackie, thank you for being here. Congratulations on the book. It is a beautiful read.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. All right.